Hey Gemini, what is going on with you guys? Okay, so I'm going to show you why I'm saying that, and then we'll just discuss from there, right? Okay. So I sat down here at my tarot table. Spirit says we're pulling cards for Gemini and Sagittarius, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. Two sides, same coin. Sounds good to me. And pulled out my tea leaf cards, these things. And the first card that came out was purse. Pay attention to your finances. Okay. Second card that came out, cracked cup. Dissatisfaction with life. So I thought, all right, this is going to be a reading about money or school or work. Like there's something going on there for Gemini right now. But no, at least according to the cards, and keep in mind, I'm just reading energy, right? This can always change. You are the final arbiter of anything that goes on in your life. But yeah, I'm getting very strongly this is about a relationship. So let's dive into the tarot. I'm using the zombie tarot today. And yeah, I know it's not Halloween. That's okay. I like spooky stuff. Doesn't matter what time of year. But yeah, as I record this, it is July. Mercury is still retrograde, which is another reason I thought this was maybe about money, because Mercury's retrograde in Cancer, which is your second house of finances and earned income and self-worth. But no, I don't think that's what this is about. So first tarot card out, the Lovers. That's you. This is a Gemini card. So I'm sure you already know this card is not always about relationships. It's not always about intimate partnerships. It's usually about a choice. And I'm getting that very strongly, that this is about a choice. That you have a choice to make. There is something rolling around in your brain that you feel like you need to make a decision on. Now, the other reason I say this is about a relationship is because all of the cards on my table right now are cups and wands and major arcana. No air, no swords. It's weird, right? No swords at all. And that's your energy. That's like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Not one sword card on this table, and not one pentacle either. So that's how. That's why I'm thinking this is not about money. It's more about a relationship. But, you know, take what resonates for you. If it doesn't resonate, that's totally okay. Just leave it for somebody else. So yeah, here you are, Gemini. Here's your card. You have a choice to make about something that is bothering you, causing you dissatisfaction. And in the crossing position, we got the High Priestess. So who's the High Priestess? She is the keeper of all arcane knowledge, right? She relies on her intuition. And her intuition is never wrong, right? So Spirit's saying, I think in this case, your intuition can help you or it can hurt you. And what they mean by that is make sure it's your intuition and not just anxious thoughts. They're showing me 8 of Swords in my head. Yeah. Make sure this is your intuition and not anxious thoughts. There's a fine line sometimes, right? There really, really is. It's so easy to get caught up in anxiety and think, oh yeah, because your first knee-jerk reaction to something is to say something or do something a certain way, and it's not always your intuition. Sometimes it's like your anxiety. But it looks like you've been working on that. And I'm saying that because, you know, anxiety is one of those weird things. It's like rooted in the brain and in the emotions and in the spirit. I think it's multifactorial, so to speak. But you've been working on your emotions really diligently. And I say that because we've got these 2 cards coming out. Okay? So your past card is this Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is what? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is water energy. This is feelings, emotions, intuition. But the Queen of Cups has mastered all of those lessons, right? She's been through it. And even though she is inwardly guided, like the High Priestess, I mean, look at her. She's unbothered. She's been fully zombified. But, you know what? She's just going to sit there in the sun and enjoy the sea regardless of how choppy that water gets. It's not bothering her. Another interesting thing about this, oh, good, she's eating. She's eating, oh, sorry about that. That was my phone. She's eating a brain. It's like, yeah, I don't need all those thoughts that are racing around. I'm just going to eat them and sit here in my emotions in a very balanced, stable place. There's also a starfish at the bottom. The starfish, I don't know if you've ever heard this terminology, but a long time ago I heard somebody say starfish soul, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Starfish regenerate. So it's basically, yeah, take a piece of my soul, just grow it back. That's emotional balance. And Spirit's saying to keep, sorry, I'm trying to turn my phone down so that doesn't happen again. Spirit's saying focus on your healing. That's what the star is about, right? It's hope. It's wish fulfillment sometimes, but mostly it's about healing. Like this card comes after the Tower and death, right? After those things comes healing and like promise of a better day tomorrow. Spirit saying keep focusing on that. In your strengths position, we've got the King of Wands. And the King of Wands are about fire, like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is fire energy. The King of Wands is very enterprising, right? He's usually what we consider the entrepreneur of the tarot. The thing that a lot of people don't know or talk about with the King of Wands, beyond his entrepreneurship, that word just does not come out of the mouth easily, does it? But besides being an entrepreneur, besides being the king, besides being optimistic and gregarious and outgoing and kind of like the fun king, look at the picture. He wasn't born into nobility and an easy life like maybe the other kings were. He worked his way up there. Look at him. Holding on to his own leg bone, that piece of himself, sitting in that throne like, I worked to get here. I put blood, sweat, and tears and bone into this. So I think that, in addition to these other cards about emotions and intuition, yeah, you've been doing some hard work, Gemini. Really hard work. So I'm going to say good on you for that, because it's not always easy. I mean, what is easy is to stay in our usual mode, and for Gemini that might be up here, all mental. So taking a foray into the ocean of your emotions, the abyss of your feelings, the subconscious, that's some heavy shit, dude, and you deserve props for that. Okay, in the upcoming future position, we've got the Four of Cups, which, as you know, probably is a card about complacency, boredom, apathy. But, also look at how it's portrayed in this card. It's a couple, right? This is the lovers after they've gotten older. Now, he's clearly still human. She's clearly not. But he's still laying there with his head in her lap. It's like, okay, does he not notice that she's been zombified? Does he really trust her not to eat his brain? Because a zombie's gonna do what a zombie's gotta do, right? And if you look at the expression on her face, I mean, she looks bored as fuck too. So I'm getting the sense that's where this is linked to, this dissatisfaction. Like there's some kind of complacency, some kind of boredom, and it's going to continue unless you make the decision to change it. How are you going to do that though? And we'll ask Spirit about that. But their advice is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is, I'm struck by this. I'm going to show you guys. Leg bone, he's holding up his scepter. Here's your scepter, your sovereignty, but not just your sovereignty, inspiration. Spirit saying lean into your intuition and your inspiration to help you figure out how to navigate this decision, whether that is needing to talk to somebody or just make some changes. Make changes, I'm hearing. There's going to be progress because the next card is the Chariot, which by the way is Cancer energy. There's so much water energy in this reading. It's crazy. So yeah, there's progress. Things are going to continue, but I mean, how are they going to continue? That's really up to you, right? You're afraid of being chained down and beholden to something, because this is what I have in your hopes and fears section, the devil, which I think it's brilliant that they used an old school cigarette machine for the devil, because if anything keeps you in chains, it's nicotine, right? So your fears are being tied down, suffocated, not being given the mental freedom that you need. Maybe spending too much time in this ocean. Interesting. And the final outcome, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. You're in control of this change. And there's going to be an opportunity to discuss this or change it. But it's only going to come about if you make it happen, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Well, you know what? Before I ask for advice, let me look on the bottom of the deck here. Oh, okay. Yep, there we go. There's the swords. So bottom of the deck, we've got 5 of Swords. Conflict. Either conflict between you and a partner or internal conflict. I'm reading this as internal conflict. 2 of Swords. Indecision. Which way do I go? And notice, just like the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card, he's blindfolded and his heart is crossed with his weapons. Yes? Hanged Man. Look at it from a different way. Just get in this energy. Your King of Wands energy. You're optimistic, enterprising, different way of looking at things to figure out the solution to this. You will be victorious. 6 of Wands, card of victory. Okay, so I'm going to pull some other cards now. How will they know when they've come to the right decision? Well, here we go. Hold on just a second. I always have a hard time getting the last card out of the box. Oh my God. I'm sorry, that's my dryer. My son is doing laundry. Yay. I don't know how to edit that out. I'm so sorry. Because that is quite possibly the most nerve-wracking noise I've ever heard in my life. And yes, it does that at the end of every cycle. Apartment dryers. Anyway, I'm so sorry. That is just the most awful thing to hear. Let's start with advice. I'm going to go with the Spirit Animal deck. Advice for Gemini. and solving this relationship problem. Advice for Gemini. Good Lord, even I'm still a little frazzled by that, and I hear that damn thing every day. Oof. I'm done. Okay. Take a leap of faith. Grasshopper spirit. Don't get lost in your head about being tied down. Take a leap of faith. Oops. See, I'm still frazzled from that damn dryer. Take a leap of faith. Trust. Is there anything else they need to know? Oh, here we go. Ha! So you guys, I went to the bottom of the spirit animal deck. I got skunk spirit. Know your worth. And I was just talking about Mercury being in retrograde in Cancer, your house of self-worth, right? Mercury, your ruler. Know your worth. Freedom is yours. You can be free and committed at the same time, I'm hearing. Take that as it helps. Really, that's it? I'm done? They're saying, yeah, I'm done. I didn't need to pull these cards. I like using these cards, though. I do. So, yeah, you guys, I hope this was helpful in some way. And you've got something major cooking. Holy shit, it's major. But you're going to do fine. And you know how I know that? Because I pulled this card earlier and I didn't tell you. Do you see what it said? Successfully overcoming a problem. So yeah, Gemini, you're good. You're good. So yeah, if this was helpful in some way, please like, subscribe, share, yada, 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 all that stuff, because it really does help me out. If you would like a less general reading and something more specific to you, my email is in the description box, and I would be happy to hear from you. Leave comments, let me know what's happening, and yeah, take care of yourself, Gemini. Keep up the good work. Doing good. Don't be nice. Be kind, especially to yourself.